Stefan, I have a question. After you get your ring, is Cardi getting her ring?
Not only the good luck, it was her facial expressions, it was her body language.
Cardi B gave Stefan Diggs everything. Her platform, her loyalty, and her whole heart. Then boom, Super Bowl Sunday hit and everything came crashing down in one wild night. Rumor has it he snuck another woman into his hotel room right after the game. And while that chaos unfolded, Offset was online bragging like he took home the trophy without even touching the field. What really went down that night? Let's get into it. If we could freeze time on February 8, 2026, the fact that she left speaks volume and hit pause on the whole day. You'd see what was supposed to be one of the biggest, most unforgettable nights of Cardi B's entire career. Her man, New England Patriots wide receiver Stefan Diggs, was gearing up for Super Bowl 60 at Levi Stadium, ready to make history. And Cardi had been riding for him all season long. Week after week, through every loss, every headline, and every freezing game, she was there, screaming from the stands like she was part of the team. She wasn't just a fan, she was her whole hype squad. On Instagram, she was going wild for a man, flooding her feed with love posts and behind-scenes shots. It was the kind of loud public love that had the whole internet watching like it was the hottest new reality show.
The fact that she left speaks volumes.
People couldn't help but compare them to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And for a minute, the comparison made sense. Cameras follow Cardi everywhere. Every game, every move, every fit. The blocks couldn't get enough, and fans were eating it up like popcorn during the season finale. Everyone was obsessed with their story. The superstar and the NFL baller taking over the spotlight together. But here's the thing. When you play house for the whole world to see, the truth eventually kicks the door wide open. And on Super Bowl Sunday, that truth didn't just step out quietly. It exploded. Before the game even started, before the coin toss, before one cleat hit the turf, something was off. A reporter rolled up to Cardi during Super Bowl weekend and tossed her the easiest question possible. One of those light fun ones any proud girlfriend could answer in her sleep. But instead of lightening up with excitement like she usually did, her energy shifted.
There. Front row and center to hold him and console him whether he lost or he won.
You could feel it in the air. Something between them had changed. Everyone watching could tell this wasn't the same ride or die energy we'd seen all season. Something big was brewing and nobody saw the explosion coming. Right before the big game, the energy flipped completely. Gone was the hype, the excitement that we going to the Super Bowl vibe that Cardi had been living in for weeks. When a reporter came up to her expecting that same fire, she just looked straight ahead, said 2 words, "Good luck," turned around and walked off. No smile, no wave, no "that's my man and we taking the ring." Nothing, just "good luck." 2 words that spoke louder than a whole paragraph. Anyone who's ever been in love knew exactly what that meant. She was done before the first whistle even blew. And the internet clocked it instantly. Women all over social media were dissecting that clip like detectives on a mission. They caught every blink, every side eye, every flick of her hair. "She's checked out." One fan tweeted, "That's breakup energy." Another posted, "It was like a global relationship crime scene, and everyone was breaking down the evidence in real time. Something between Cardi and Diggs clearly went left. And it was obvious before a single play hit the field. That kind of vibe switch doesn't just pop out of nowhere. Something had to go on down. And sure enough, as the night unfolded, the real reason started leaking out piece by messy piece. According to multiple reports, one of Diggs's other baby mama showed up to the Super Bowl with their child. Both decked out in his jersey, sitting front row like VIPs. Now, on paper that might not sound wild. That's his kid and the child deserves to see their dad play in the biggest game of his career. They wanted to see her at the games. They wanted to know her opinions, you know? They wanted to see her support. But context changes everything. This was the same woman who reportedly had her baby before Cardi even got pregnant with Diggs's child. Meaning this wasn't just a blended family situation. Nah, this was overlapping drama live and in color. Both women in the same stadium, same air, same man, same spotlight. The disrespect wasn't just casual, it was architectural. And just when people thought it couldn't get any messier, oh it did. Way messier. Then things took a wild left turn. Reports started flying that allegedly Offset's former side piece, was spotted near the Patriots' secured practice grounds holding what looked like a hotel key card. Yeah, a key card. Like she had inside access to Diggs's private circle. Just pause and think about that level of disrespect for a second. Your ex-husband's alleged fling now floating around your new man's territory. You couldn't script something that messy if you tried. It sounds like something straight out of a reality show producers would reject for being too unbelievable, but this wasn't TV. This was real life. And it was all going down in real time right before the world's biggest game. Then came kickoff and the night just got worse. The Seattle Seahawks didn't just win. They embarrassed the New England Patriots, blowing them out 29-13. It wasn't even close. It was ugly from the jump and the energy on the field just off. Sfane Diggs practically invisible out there. A couple of catches, no touchdowns, no highlight plays, nothing even close to the star-level performance everyone expected from him. It looked like his mind was somewhere else entirely. Like he was playing through a storm only he could feel. And Cardi, she showed up briefly during Bad Bunny's halftime performance. Just enough to be seen. And then she was gone. No smiles, no cheering, no proud girlfriend moment. Just that cold, quiet kind of presence that screams something ain't right.
And it is now being announced that Stefon Diggs not only lost the Super Bowl, he also lost his girl in the same night.
Card's halftime moment was blank and you miss it short. Just a quick 2-second stretch during Bad Bunny set when everyone expected a full jaw-dropping collab. Fans were waiting for that big Cardi moment. But right after halftime wrapped, she vanished. She dipped out of Levi Stadium completely. No waiting for the fourth quarter. No tunnel hug after the loss. No post-game will bounce back message. She just ghosted like the night was over for her the second the lights came back on. And the craziest part, what was supposed to go down after the game? Cardi had reportedly dropped a massive $1.2 million on a Super Bowl after-party. A full-on celebration ready to light up the night. A whole mansion rented, tables booked, champagne stacked. All for a win that never came. Over $1 million thrown away on a night that turned into back-to-back heartbreaks. One for the game and one for the man. Then just hours after the final whistle, things got icy online fast.
They wanted to see her at the games. They wanted to know her opinions, you know. They wanted to see her support.
Cardi and Stefon Diggs unfollowed each other on Instagram, and that alone set the internet ablaze. Shortly after, a source told Entertainment Tonight that the two had recently broken up. They claimed the door wasn't totally closed on the reunion, but everything about it screamed it's over. The energy was way too cold and fans could feel it. But then came the real explosion. The wildest rumor of the whole night.
It is now being announced that Stefon Diggs not only lost the Super Bowl, he also lost his girl in the same night.
An unverified report claimed that Diggs had been caught sneaking his girl best friend into his hotel room, not even an hour after taking that L in the Super Bowl. Now let's be real. Nobody's dropped receipts, no photos, no video, no first-hand proof. But once that story hit the timeline, the damage was already done. In the court of public opinion, Diggs was guilty and the streets had already made their decision. Cardi even posted a single cryptic word, done. That was it. No explanation, no rant, just done. And everyone from the blogs to the barbershops knew exactly what that meant. She wasn't just finished with the night. She was finished with him. The love, the loyalty, the fairy tale gone in a flash. And the silence that followed was louder than any headline. Cardi had just given birth to a brand new baby with Stefon Diggs. Their son was born barely 2 months earlier on November 4, 2025. 2 months. That baby can't even roll over yet. And already his parents' whole situation was up in flames. But here's the wildest part. The twist that had everybody online losing it. Cardi had been here before. She had lived this heartbreak once already, almost scene for scene. And the man from that first round, Offset. He was watching every second of this drama unfold. And you better believe he had a lot to say. To really understand why Offset's reaction hit like a freight train. While his words ricocheted through timelines, DMs, group chats, and barbershops for days, you got to understand the history. This wasn't just messy gossip. This was pain with a past. Cardi had fought like hell to pull herself away from him from one of the most public, most toxic relationships in hip-hop history. And when she finally escaped, she thought she was stepping into peace. She rebuilt herself from the ground up, piece by piece, scar by scar, telling the world she was done settling, done repeating mistakes. Then with her heart wide open, she gave love another chance, only to find herself right back in the same kind of chaos. It was like walking out of the fire just to trip into another one that burned even hotter. Cardi and Offset's love story was the stuff of hip-hop legend, and not always in a good way. Started like a movie. A secret wedding in Atlanta back in September 2017 followed by a flashy public proposal on stage weeks later, even though they were already married.
Told me it's like, let me heal you. Give me a chance for me to heal you. And it's like, okay.
Then came their daughter Culture, born in 2018. And for a minute, fans believed they were unstoppable. Hip-hop royalty building a dynasty. But behind that perfect image, the designer outfits, the collabs, the matching drip, everything was cracking from the start. Almost right after the wedding, videos started surfacing with Offset with other women. And that's when the heartbreak cycle began. Cheating rumors, public apologies, Offset popping up on stage mid-performance, begging her to take him back. Then more cheating, more tears, more "we're working it out" posts. It became the loop everyone knew too well. The cycle of heartbreak disguised as love. So when people saw Cardi standing in another storm, holding a newborn while her man's name was tangled in fresh scandal, it hit different. Everyone knew this wasn't just about Diggs. This was a painful rerun of a story she thought she had already finished. It was like a toxic clockwork, the same cycle on repeat. Cardi filed for divorce back in September 2020, but then pulled it back, trying to make it work one more time. Fast forward to December 2023. She hopped on Instagram Live, looked straight into the camera, and told the world she was single. Then she unfollowed Offset, wiped the feed clean, and when July 2024 hit, she filed those papers again for real this time. By that point, she was done for good. She wasn't just tired, she was drained. And it wasn't only the cheating that broke it down. It was everything that came with it. The lies, the public embarrassment, the emotional roller coaster. That clip of Cardi talking about Stefan Diggs when she said she just wanted to feel safe, to trust somebody. That hit deep because it came from all the pain Offset put her through. She wasn't just looking for love. She was looking for peace. Later, she opened up about how bad things had really gotten. How her marriage had become dark, even dangerous. She said it pushed her into a deep depression where she couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't even focus on her music. The same woman who once had the world in her hands was now fighting to feel like herself again. And that's the kind of pain you don't just bounce back from overnight. Funny to be like, Offset won the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's hilarious. I truly do. Cardi later admitted she was scared. Scared that all that emotional back and forth would break her in a way she couldn't come back from. She said she felt herself falling apart piece by piece. So when Stefan Diggs slid in and whispered those sweet steady words she kept repeating in every single interview afterward, words about safety, loyalty, and peace, she believed him. She bought into it completely. After a split from Offset, she locked her heart down tight. No distractions, no rebounds, nothing. She stayed single for 6 straight months, rebuilding herself in silence, learning what peace actually felt like after years of chaos. Then Diggs came along and she let her guard down. By June of 2025, they were all over Instagram. Yacht photos, luxury getaways, captions about new chapters and new beginnings. It looked like the love story she'd been praying for. By September, she was glowing on CBS Mornings with Gayle King, announcing her pregnancy to the world. You could see it in her face. She really thought she'd found her happy ending. And then by November, their baby boy was born. Was it fast? Absolutely. Almost too fast. But Cardi believed every bit of it.
It makes me feel safe and very confident and very strong. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was literally having a panic.
She thought she'd finally escaped the cycle of heartbreak and landed somewhere peaceful at last. But that's what made the red flags sting so hard once they started popping up. Because Stefan Diggs wasn't just any athlete with a little baggage. He had baggage that needed its own zip code. Reports said he had fathered at least 6 kids with 6 different women, 4 of them born in 2025 alone. The man was out here expanding his family tree like it was a personal challenge. And that wasn't even the half of it. By late 2025, Diggs was also dealing with some serious legal smoke. A felony strangulation charge tied to an alleged incident with his former chef. He denied everything, called it pure fiction. But that wasn't his only problem. There were also lawsuits flying around for defamation, alleged assault on an influencer, and a whole tangle of baby mama drama that made Offset's situation look like something out of a Disney movie. And that's what made people's hearts break watching all this unfold, because Cardi knew she saw it all. She reportedly told Diggs from the jump straight to his face, if another woman came forward claiming a baby after they made it official, it was over. No second chances, no talking it out. Done. Finito. She was determined not to repeat the Offset era. She was trying to protect her peace this time. But despite everything she swore she'd learned, the same pattern found her again. The same heartbreak in a different jersey. And now here's where things twist. Back to Offset. When Cardi first went public with Diggs around April 2025, Offset didn't stay quiet. He watched it all unfold. And what he did next had the internet shaking. 9. Offset played it cool at first when Coachella footage of Cardi and Diggs hit the internet. He hopped online acting all unbothered, saying he was happy for her. But that happy for emoji had an expiration date and it ran fast. By June of 2025, he couldn't hold it in anymore. Offset fired off a tweet calling Cardi's new relationship rollout good PR. Then deleted it right after. But the streets already caught it. And everyone knew that was pure shade. The internet exploded with comments like, he's still pressed and he's watching her too close. Then came September. Diggs his first game as a Patriot. Offset popped back online and dropped a single word, trash, plus the matching emoji. No names, no context, but everyone knew who that was aimed at. The pettiness was undeniable. And the tension between those two men was bubbling hotter with every post. Then December 2025 hit. Tunes started flying about a club scuffle between Offset and Diggs. Cardi quickly denied it, saying it never happened, but at that point the tension was obvious. These two were circling each other like rivals, and fans were just waiting for the explosion. Then January 2026 hit and Offset made the move that turned him into the villain and the prophet all at once. After news broke that Diggs had been hit with that felony strangulation charge, which he firmly denied, Offset slid back onto social media and posted just 2 words, I won. No hashtags, no explanations, no timestamp needed, just I won. And instantly every timeline went up in flames.
Absolutely absurd. That's first of all. But second of all, if you believe that just because of her name or her brand, that is going to make a tiger change his stride.
Funny to be like, Offset won the Super Bowl, da 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 da. But I truly, that's hilarious. I truly do.